If you're thinking about adding a pool to the backyard of your Knoxville area home, thinking about hosting a pretty epic game day party, well, then you're probably asking yourself what type of pool is best to install. Vinyl liner, fiberglass, or gunite? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. What's up guys, Christian here with River Pools. You're thinking about adding a pool to the backyard of your Knoxville area home, but not sure what type of pool to have installed? Well, we're going to address that in today's video. We're going to talk about ease of maintenance, we're going to talk about the swim experience, we're going to talk about lifetime ownership costs, and of course, because Knoxville area is not flat at all, neither is your backyard, we're going to talk about which pool type is best to install in a sloped backyard. Let's start at the top. We'll talk about the swim experience. Now, fiberglass and vinyl liner pools both have a non-porous, very smooth finish. So walking around them, or perhaps bumping your knees into the wall if you're playing volleyball or just playing around in the pool, it's not going to be an issue. Also, it's going to feel very nice under your feet. Again, it's a very smooth surface. In contrast, a gunite pool has more of a sandpaper feel to it. So you can expect your feet to get scuffed up early in the season and it to not feel so pleasant if you're, say, crawling around on the tanning ledge or bump your knee into the side of the pool wall. So in this case, we give the advantage to vinyl liner and fiberglass pools for the swim experience. Of course, all three pools are going to get you refreshed, cool you off on a hot summer day. But again, that smooth finish really adds to the pleasant swimming enjoyment of a pool. Now let's talk about ease of maintenance. Of the three pool types, fiberglass, vinyl liner, and gunite, fiberglass is the clear winner again in this category because algae growth does not readily happen on the gel coat surface, and when it does, it's very easy to clean up. The water chemistry is easy to maintain, and therefore you're not spending a lot of time cleaning and scrubbing your pool. Compare this to a vinyl liner pool, which is going to take a little more diligent work on the chemistry side of things, because having chlorine creep up over time can actually deteriorate the vinyl liner itself, calling for an early replacement of that liner. Also, algae growth can tend to happen at the seams where sections of the vinyl are brought together and welded together. So you're going to have to scrub your pool a little bit more if you have a vinyl liner. As of ease of maintenance for a concrete pool, well, there's no such thing. They require a lot of hands-on work, a lot of scrubbing, and a lot of diligent maintenance when it comes to chemistry. Not maintaining your chemistry with a concrete pool could be very costly, as it can deteriorate that finish, which is an extremely costly repair. If you have a concrete pool, over a 10-year period, you can expect to have to replace or refinish that interior surface of your pool, that plaster finish, that white finish. That's going to cost you at least $15,000 to have this done, and you should absolutely plan to have this done within the 10-year mark in the Knoxville area. There are some potential other costs with maintaining a concrete pool. Every 3 to 5 years, it's going to need to be acid washed, and this could run you $750 to $1,000. So add up these expenses over a 10-year period. That's quite an expense outside of just basically operating your pool on an annual basis. Let's take a look at vinyl liner pools and the lifetime ownership cost there, again over a 10-year period of time. And within that 10-year period of time, you can expect to have to replace that liner between the 5 and 7-year mark. This is going to cost a minimum of $4,500, not including putting water back into your pool. Compare concrete and vinyl liner pools to fiberglass pools over a 10-year ownership period. Well, fiberglass again is the clear winner because the gel coat finish never needs to be redone. Never needs to be refinished, it never needs to be replaced, and there's simply no work that has to be done across a 10-year period other than annual upkeep and maintenance. Therefore, the only operating cost you have for your fiberglass pool is just the electricity and the few chemicals that it uses. For this last category, let's face it, there's not a lot of flat terrain in and around Knoxville, so you can expect to have a lot of work done to access your backyard. You can also expect to have to take a lot more time to install your pool if you're going with a vinyl liner or gunite pool. You see, because the backyards, and typically in Knoxville, are quite sloped, not only is accessing the back with all the materials necessary to build the pool, but it makes it a lot more difficult because concrete and vinyl liner pools are built on site from the ground up, compared to a fiberglass pool, which is manufactured off-site and brought in as one manufactured piece. This allows the site to be prepped and the pool to be dropped in, making installation time that much faster. The sooner the pool is in the ground and filled with water, the more stable the job site is, and the sooner that all can happen, the quicker the installation crews can get to the finish work for decking and whatever other options you've chosen for your backyard project. All right, you've learned a lot today, but now you're probably wondering how much it costs to install an in-ground pool. Well, we invite you to watch the video. How much do in-ground pools cost in Knoxville? We'll give you that answer there. Okay, my friends, you're a little pool wiser today. We will see you in a future episode. I'm Christian with River Pools. Catch the wave.